Are there advantages to aging? Yes, I am Debbi-Jo Horton, and welcome to Advantages to Aging. Join my guests and I as we discuss aging and what makes for a healthy lifestyle, which results in a quality life. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome, everybody. I cannot wait for you to listen in to our guest speaker, Deb Burton. She is a gerontologist and the executive director of Rhode Island Elder Info. And today we're going to be talking about that dreaded aging that everybody talks about. But as I said before, there's always advantages. Welcome, Deb, to our show.
Thank you so much, DJ. This is great.
Well, let's jump right in, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. How, because I said there are advantages, how can we empower people to age independently?
I think aging is one of those things that it is an opportunity not afforded to all. So it's really our duty to celebrate each year that we are here on this planet every day is a gift. And, to be empowered as we age, part of that is actually getting the information and resources that we need to make decisions. We like to stay independent as we age. We don't want to have other people make our decisions. That doesn't change from the time that we're young and we learn the term, I can do it myself. That doesn't change as we get older. And so it's really important that folks have the information that they need in order to make informed decisions. And again, it is an individual decision. We retain the right to make bad choices even as we age, but it's important that we have the information we need so that we can make the decisions and choices that are best for us as we age.
Excellent point. And that changes every year, right? So a decision that we made this year might be totally wrong for us next year. And having that information where we can garner it year after year is really an important step. So, is there a way to get some standardized or even very specific training for professionals who deal with people who are aging?
Absolutely. So, my nonprofit, RI Elder Info, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We provide training to professionals from across the country via virtual resources, virtual trainings that help educate the professionals so that they know how to react to certain questions that our older adults might have, what to expect. Sometimes it is the individual who maybe just got out of college, they're just starting their professional career, and they don't have as much experience as, say, someone who has been in the career working with older adults, for 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years. So always happy to help educate the professionals that are out there. The other thing that can happen is when you are, say, for example, a case manager or a discharge planner or other types of professionals who work with our older adults, is you're really working day to day on the tasks that your job involves. And it doesn't necessarily afford an opportunity for you to really expand and see what are the newest what's the newest research out there? What are the newest ways to do things? Is there, a better mousetrap that has been built? And that's where RI Elder Info can come in and help provide that information and resources, is specifically for older adults. But DJ, one of the things that we don't often talk about is that when we look at aging, it impacts so many different aspects of our world, from the employer who has employees who are caregiving to the individual who is, trying to balance going to college and looking after their grandparents. It really is a multi-generational impact of us aging. And, I don't say that as in a negative term, because our older adults really provide a lot of wisdom and resources for our younger people. So, for example, the folks who have been in their positions at work 20, 30 years, they have historical knowledge that they can impart to the new hires. And that's really important that people be able to do that and have that knowledge share, to be able to say, well, this is how we did this when this unique situation came up 20 or 30 years ago. This is how we addressed it. It's also an opportunity for our older adults to really share with our younger folks different ways of doing things. It's not always necessarily technology. You could have a storm and have the power go out, and oh my gosh, technology is down. People freak out when, Facebook is down for a few hours. We can communicate without that. It's possible. And
We've
these are
done
some of
it
the
before.
benefits of being older. Absolutely. So these are some of the benefits to really being an older adult, is you have that experience, you have that kind of ability to think creatively, where for many of our younger folks, it may be that they have had a prescription of how things should be. And whereas our older adults have the experience of, it's not how things should be. So you got to kind of figure it out. That's
Yeah.
definitely a benefit of being an older adult.
Yeah. It's interesting. You made me think of something that I haven't thought of in years, and that is, sorry, Samantha, but I'm going to tattle on you. My oldest daughter used to get into trouble like crazy when she was a teenager. And so I ended up having to ask my grandmother to babysit her after school. And what started off as, in my daughter's eyes anyways, as a punishment, turned out to be something that she oftentimes would look forward to, because they would do all these unique things, and she learned so much more about her great grandmother than she would have if she hadn't been not behaving. But it also helped my grandmother, her great grandmother, to learn more about technology and really embrace using a computer, where, before she was like, there's no way I can learn how to use a computer. And when I owned my CPA practice, she ended up, when I was pregnant with my son, had just given birth to my son, she actually came to work for me and did physical filing, but also electronic filing, which she never would have been able to do had she not been involved with helping to raise my daughter.
See, it's that knowledge transfer in both directions that is really the beauty of us living longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking to take the important steps towards a slimmer, healthier you? We're here to help. NeuroFit combines a line of innovative dietary supplements that support your body around the clock with sustainable lifestyle habits that help you achieve and maintain your fitness and weight loss goals. We've spent years researching the right ingredients and technologies to help support a sustainable, fit lifestyle. Not only are these products true to our promise of providing natural and clean formulations to provide you with scientifically backed results, but we've combined the product with a program based on the principles of the book, The Slight Edge, giving you healthy daily disciplines that help you compound your results over time. And we've also developed a support system to share fitness knowledge and encourage you every step of the way. Back to the show.
So, where can people find information that they need, or maybe just find information they didn't even know that they needed? Is there like one place, or are there several places?
So, one of the things that prompted me to create RI Elder Info and rielder.info.com is the need for a comprehensive resource, a one-stop shop, easy access resource that answers the questions people have regarding federal benefits, state benefits, for here in Rhode Island, local community benefits. So answering those questions that people have, as well as answering the questions that people didn't know to ask. So, for example, a lot of times people don't understand the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare does not cover long-term care, for example. If I had a dime for every time I said that, I could have a fabulous mansion someplace. And so people need to understand that with Medicare not covering long-term care, that if you need long-term care, what is your plan? What should you be considering? How, if, God forbid you had a stroke or a heart attack and you required around the clock care, have you considered what that might look like and how you might pay for it? And so rielderinfo.com provides the difference in information between Medicare and Medicaid. It also contains information on your legal and financial considerations as we age. Things that maybe you don't feel comfortable talking about. So, for example, everybody, it doesn't matter, as long as you're over 18, everybody listening should have a healthcare power of attorney, somebody you've named to make decisions if you're not able to make the decisions yourself. Now, that doesn't give somebody the power to say, my daughter and I had a fight, so she's going to put me in a nursing home now. No, it doesn't give anybody that kind of power. Healthcare powers of attorney only go into effect at the time that you're not able to make your own decisions. And then the person is obligated to follow through with what it is that you want to have done, not what maybe they would want if they were in your situation. So it's answering questions that people didn't know to ask. It is answering questions that people have. We also do every Friday, we run a live stream on Facebook, on the RA Elder Info Facebook page, where we interview different organizations, people, educators that are sharing information that you need to know. For example, we just recently interviewed a gentleman who works with Homeland Security about cybersecurity and what we all need to do to keep ourselves safe. So every Friday, 9:00, it's live stream on the RA Elder Info Facebook page. It's recorded so people can watch it at their leisure, because we know people don't always, listen live. Sometimes you need to listen, as you're in the car or, fixing dinner, things like that. It's always good to have multiple options, multiple streams for people to get the information that they need.
Yeah, that's
So
excellent,
that's always
because
important.
at 9 a.m. on the West Coast, it's only 6:00, and I know several people that don't function well at 6 a.m.
But you know what? I will be happy to be their cheery cup of cheer on a Friday morning at 9:00, which would be 6 a.m. their time.
Exactly. So, I know not everybody is local, but do you have any local events that are coming up that maybe are virtual that others could participate in no matter where they are?
So when this airs, we will be preparing to do Calling All Women Warriors. It'll be a virtual conference, also live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, which is a program that is dedicated to information and resources for women veterans to help them get connected with services and resources, not only for veterans, because veteran services are not gender specific, but there are resources out there that are specifically for women veterans. Their perspective is unique many times. So we will be having Calling All Women Warriors coming up. And again, that'll be virtual. That'll stream on the RA Elder Info Facebook and YouTube pages. We have our Friday Friends every Friday. Locally, I'm in the planning for Calling All Veterans Day conference. It'll be in hybrid, which will be taking place probably end of May, early June. So in the past, we've done Calling All Veterans virtual conference. Due to COVID, we had to stay safe, but I have high hopes that come this late spring, early summer, that COVID will kind of subside. And we'll be able to have this event in person as well as stream it online, because many of us are looking forward to getting together with people again in real life, face to face. But I think the ability to stream and provide virtual information is going to stay with us long term. It allows those folks who might be homebound or just for whatever timing reason can't attend an event, might not be able to get there in a timely fashion. I think streaming is going to stay with us as well as podcasting so that people can listen and learn and participate at their time frames that work best for them.
I
So
think that's
lots of moving
probably,
pieces.
thank you. I think lots of good actually has come out of COVID because more and more people are doing the virtuals and keeping those recordings so that they're timeless, right? As long as it doesn't have information or knowledge that expires at a certain point. If you were recording or if you're live streaming and leaving that recording in your Facebook group for the Calling All Women Warriors, it might be 2 years from now that a woman has left the military service and decides in some kind of a search, she comes across that and is able to participate. Even though it's 2 years old, I'm sure that there's still going to be lots of valuable information. And that's one of the reasons why I love being able to do the Advantages to Aging podcast, because we're going to make sure that links to several of the resources that Deb has indicated, it will be in the show notes. So make sure that you look for it there. Also, if you're a part of the Advantages to Aging Facebook group, we'll also put some links there as well so that we can share that information back and forth. And if you're not a member of that Advantages to Aging Facebook group, make sure you join and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Deb, it has been such a pleasure to interview you and get some really great information out there to our listeners. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, DJ.
That wraps up another great episode. This is your host, Debbi-Jo, and I can't wait for you to use this information to your advantage. Do you think one of the biggest advantages to aging is all the knowledge we gain along the way? Me too. What did you learn today? Share with me in my Facebook group with the same name as this podcast, Advantages to Aging. Now hit subscribe so you don't miss all the tips to come in future episodes.